भक्ति भवा प्रेम तीन प्रकाशता Shri Guru Patita Pavan Shri Guru Patita Pavan Bhakti Bhava Prema Prakashata Patita Pavan Shri Guru Patita Charana Kamala Bhajaman Shruti Smriti aur Purana Namahi Kino Spasta Praman Tanamana Jivana Guru Pade Arpana Guru Pade Shri Harinama Ratan Sada Harinama Ratan Namana Jivana Guru Pada Arpana Shri Harinama Ratan Shri Harinama Shri Guru Charana Kamala Bhajaman Charana Kamala Bhajaman Guru Kripa Bina Nai Koi Sadhana Ba Guru Kripa Bhajamana Bhajayanuksham Bhajamana Bhajayanuksham Kripa Bina Nai Koi Sadhana Bhajana Bhajayanusha Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Mera Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jai Guru Dev Guru Dev Guru Dev Jaya Jaya Guru Dev 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 Patita Pavana Guru Deva Patita Pavana Guru Deva Patita Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Kirupe paivo seva moi dor chara Shri Guru Vaishnave Rati Nahuelo Ama Ashesha Mayate Mana Magana Ilo Vaishnave Telesha Matra Ratina Janmilo Ashesha Mayate Mana Magana Ilo Vaishnave Telesha Matra Ratina Janme Vishaye Buliya Andha Hoino Divanishi Gale Vasharite Fire Maya se pisachi Vishaye Buliya Hare Korea Jaya Charanana Jaya Sadhu Kripa Bina Nahi Ko Pai Hare Korea Jaya Charanana Jaya Sadhu Kripa Vina Nahi Ko Pai Adosha Darasi Prabhu Patita Udhara Ebara Narotameka Raho Nishtara Adosha Darasi Prabhu Patita Udhara Ebara Narotameka Karo Nishtara Kirupe Paivo Seva Moidora Chara Shri Guru Vaishnave Rati Nahoilo Amara Kirupe Paivo Seva Moidora Chara Shri Guru Vaishnave Rati Nana Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, oh ye Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya 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 Vaishnav. Oh, you have. No, I put them up.
Page 163. Nadia. Oh, 103. I'm looking for Nadia Gojume, but oh, it says here 163. But
Yeah, 163.
can I use this book?
Of course.
Nadia Gojume, page 163. Nadia. Water. Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Nadia Godrume. Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Patiyache Nam Hata Jive Karan. Patiyache Nam Hata Jivera Karan. Shravanjan he, Shravanjan he. Prabhuda Agyay Bai Magiye Bhiksha. Prabhuda Agyay Bai Magiye Bhiksha. Bolo Krishna Bhaja Krishna Karo Krishna Siksha. Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Aparade sunya hoye laho Krishna nam. Sunya hoye laho Krishna nam. Krishna mata, Krishna pita, Krishna dana pran. Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Krishnera sansara koro chariyana chan. Krishnera sansara koro chariyana chan. Jive doya Krishna nam sarva dharma san. Jive doya Krishna nam sarva dharma san. Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Pati ache naam hatta jivera karan. Nita hai Gora hai. Nita hai Gora hai. Nita hai Gora hai. Nita hai. Nita Gaur Hari Bo. Hari Bo. Hari Bo. Nita Gaur Hari Bo. Nita Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nita Gaur Hari Bo. Can I read the translation? On the island of Godrum, in the land of Nadia, the magnanimous personality Sri Nityananda Prabhu has opened a marketplace of the holy name for the benefit of all living beings. There he calls out, "Oh, persons of faith! Oh, persons of faith! On the order of Sri Gauranga, oh brothers, I beg these alms from you. Chant the names of Krishna, worship Krishna, and follow the instructions of Krishna. Being free of offenses, chant the holy names of Krishna. Krishna is our mother, Krishna is our father, and Krishna is the treasure of our life. Give up all sinful behavior and live your life with Krishna at the center. The essence of all forms of religion is to show compassion upon all living beings and chant the holy names of Krishna. Hari Hari Bol!
One 56. Kali kukura kadana jadi chahe. Kali Juga Pavana Kali Bhaya Nashana Shri Sachinandana Gahe. Gadadhara Madana Nitayera Pranadhana Advaitera Prabhu Jita Gora. Advaitera Prabhu Jita Nimai Vishvambhara Srinivasa Ishwara Nimai Bhakata Samuha Chitta Chora. O Kali Yuga Pavana Kali Bhaya Nashana Shri Sachinandana Gahe. Nadiya Shashadhara Mayapura Ishwara Nama Pravartana Sura. Grihijana Shikshaka Nyashikula Nayaka. Madhava Radha Bhava Pura. Sarvabhauma Shodhana Gajapati Tarana Ramananda Poshana Vira. Rupananda Vardhana Sanatana Palana. Haridasa Modana Dhira. Prajarasa Bhavana Dushtamata Shatana Kapati Vigatana Kama. Shuddha Bhakta Palana Shuksha Jnana Tadana. Shuksha Jnana Chala Bhakati Dushana Rama. Kali Yuga Pavana Kali Bhaya Nashana Shri Sachinandana Gahe. Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari. Kali Yuga Pavana Gaura Hari, Kali Yuga Pavana Gaura Hari. Gaura Hai, Gaura Hai, Gaura Hai, Gaura Hai. Yes.
I guess Krishnadeva Banthamandi. I can't think of anything else so fast. Oh, how about Vaja Harimana? Thank you. Page 137. Probably like 12:15. I think the rain and the parking may be keeping people away. Yeah. The rain didn't keep Harish away.
I parked in the garage.
Oh well. Vajahure mana Srinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanada Vrindare. Vajahure mana Srinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vrindare. Vrindare Tulabha Manava Janama Satsange Taraho e Baba Sindure Baba Sindure Vajahure Mana Srinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanada Vrindare. Sita Tapa Vatabarishana Edina Jamini Jagire Atapa Bifale Sevinu Kripana Durajana Chapala Sukalava Lagire Lagire Vajahure Mana Srinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vrindare. Etana Yovana Putra Parijana Etiki Ache Parati Tire Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala Talamala Kamala Dala Jala Jala Jivana Talamala Bajahu Hari Pada Nitire Bajahure Mana Shinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanada Vrindare Charanada Vrindare Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Pujana Saki Jana Atmani Vedana Mani Vedana Pujana Saki Jana Atmani Vedana Govinda Das Abhilasare Vajahure Mana Shinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanada Vrindare Abhaya Charanada Dare Dulabha Manava Janama Satsange Taraho e Baba Sindure Jaya Nanda Nandan Jaya Nanda 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 Nandan Jaya Nanda Nanda Jaya Nanda Nanda Jaya Yashoda Nandan Jaya Nanda Nandan Yashoda Nandan Jaya Nanda Nandan Yashoda Nandan Jaya Nanda Nandan Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Manas Kaviraj ki jai. Radha?
Radha? And Radha Jai Jai Sri. Didi will come. Or shall I sing Raja Janamana Sukha? Huh?
That's nice.
A long time I didn't. So slow. And also like this. Oh. Braj. Three. 366. Braja Jana Mana Sukakari Vaishnava Gurudev Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Braja Jana Mana Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam 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 O Shyam Shri Radhe Braja Jana Mana Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam Shri Radhe Na Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam Mormukuta Makara Krita Kundala Gala Vajayanti Mala Mormukuta Makara Krita Kundala Gala Vajayanti Mala Charanananupura Rasala Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam Shri Radhe Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Braja Jana Mana Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam Sundar Vadana Kamala Dala Lochana Bhakti Chitta Manohari Sundara Bandana Kamal Dala Lochana Bhakti Chitta Manohari Mohana Vamsi Vihari Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam Shri Radhe Mohana Vamsi Vihari Radhe O Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Braja Jana Mana Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyam O Shyam Shri Radhe Braja Jana Mana Sukakari Radhe Shyam O Shyam Radhe 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 Shyam 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 Vrindavana Meden Ucharave Gopi Jana Manohari Davana Meden Ucharave Shri Govardhana Dari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Shri Govardhana Dari Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Braja Janna Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Namana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam 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 Radha Krishna Milya Vada Gaura Rupa Avatari Kirtana Dharma Prachari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Shyam 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 Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Braja Janna Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Shri Radhe Shyam Shyam Shri Radhe Braja Janna Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Shyam Shyam Tuma binna mere aura na koi Nama rupa avatari Tuma binna mere aura Nama rupa avatari Charanana me balihari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Narayana Balihari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Narayana Namo Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam 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 Braja Janna Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Braja Janna Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Braja Janna Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam 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 Shri Radhe Braja Janna Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shyam 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 Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Radhe Jayo Shri Krishna Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Radhe Jayo Shri Krishna Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Vaishnavi Thakurani, Vaishnavi Thakurani, Vaishnavi Thakurani, Jaya Vaishnavi Thakurani. Rani, Vaishnavi Thakurani, Vaishnavi Thakurani, Jaya Vaishnavi Jaya Guru Devi, Jaya Guru Devi, Guru Devi, Jaya Guru Devi. Haribol, Haribol, Nitai Gaur Haribol. Bol, Haribol, Haribol, Nitai Gaur Haribol.
Agyanam timirandasya Jnananjana salakaya Chaksuranmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gaudachandraya Radhikaya Twadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah. Yang Pravarjantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahakataruha Juhava Putriti Tanmayataya Tadavo Benedus Tang Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Chiptasya Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prabhadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavoivasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike Kripayati Yadi Radha Bhadita Sheshabadha Kemapada Vishishtam Pushti Maryade Yorme Yadi Vadati Chakinshit Smera Sodita Shir Vijavaramane Panktya Mukti Shoktya Tadakim Shama Sundara Sakanda Shekhara Smeraha Samurali Manohara Radhikara Sikamam Kripanite Swapriya Charana Kinkari Karu Prananatha Vrishabhanu Nandini Sri Makhabja Rasalola Sadapada Kaparatale Kritastitim Tvam Bhajami Rasikendra Sekar Sambadaya Dashane Trinam Vibhu Prartaye Brajamahendra Nandana Astu Mohan Tavati Balaba Janma Janmane Mariswarim Priya. If Sri Radha is merciful to me, then unlimited obstacles to my devotion will be removed. there will be nothing superior for me to obtain, because I will have received the excellence offered by the paths of both Vaidhi and Rag, or regulative devotion and spontaneous devotion. And if she speaks something while smiling gently, thereby revealing the brilliance of the rose for beautiful pearl-like teeth, what significance will the oyster of liberation have? O Shamasundar, O you whose head is adorned with peacock feathers, whose face is graced with a laughing smile, whose murli flute enchants the mind, and who are most expert in relishing ras with Srimati Radhika. O ocean of mercy, please make me a kinkari or maidservant at the feet of your beloved. You are the Lord of the life of the daughter of the king of King Brishabhanu, and you are like a bee, always eager to taste the nectar of her lotus-like face. O Rasikendra Shekhar, foremost of those who are Rasik, or connoisseur of loving relationships, who are situated at the feet of Srimati Radhika, I worship you. O son of the king of Braj, O all-pervading one, O Mohan, who enchants the minds of all, taking a piece of straw in my teeth, I pray that your supremely beloved Shri Radha be my dear worshipful goddess, birth after birth. So here we are with mostly regular devotees and two guests. That is Harish, right? And what's your name? I'm sorry? Bronson. Is this your first time here? Where have you been before?
I spent time in the Ishkan temple in Tallahassee, and in Alachua I've been a few times, thankfully. Alachua, Tallahassee.
Oh, great. Okay. How long have you been attending?
I'd say about 3 or 4 years. I've made association.
With many visits?
Not enough, but
Great. So you're living here in Miami now?
I'm visiting now.
How long are you here?
Just till tomorrow.
Oh, it's always like that when you ask somebody. Okay. So, usually we have questions and answers, but I always start out with something said, and then Sunday's usually the day where anybody can express their difficulty in bhakti or ask a philosophical question that hasn't been answered before. So I just want to give one example that I heard Srila Gurudev, that is Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, in this photo here. And he mentioned that there was once a beggar, and this beggar was blind. So he had his begging bowl, he had his staff, and held his staff in his left hand, and they would say, please give some food, please give some money. So because he didn't know where he was going, he ended up entering this arena or hallway, and he kept walking, and then he couldn't figure out his way out. So he walked and walked and walked, and he walked for thousands of years and thousands of births, and he still couldn't find his way out. What he did was, because there was a little doorway, but it was very short, and it was only 3 feet high. So if you're not careful enough, you'll miss it. And then once you miss that particular doorway, you have to wait thousands of more births or years to find it again in the circle. So he had his plan. He had his walking stick in his left hand, and his right hand was pressing against the wall, waiting for the doorway. And he kept going, and then all of a sudden he got an itch, so he had to scratch. And he was thinking, well, look, I've been here thousands of years, and I haven't come to a doorway. I can't imagine that there's a doorway coming soon. So he missed the doorway, and then he had to keep walking. So that doorway can be compared with the human form of life, because we've been sojourning or traveling, according to the Vedic literatures, for or throughout 8,400,000 different species of life since time immemorial. Time immemorial means that the time is so long that you can't calculate how long it's been since the beginning of time, but time has no beginning. So it's described as incalculable, incalculably long time. And sometimes we feel tired of it, but a lot of times we just, I can make it in this world of birth and death. So the door can be compared to the human form of life, which is the opportunity to leave that miserable cycle. And it can be also compared with, once you have the human form of life, then will you take the opportunity to use it for self-realization so that you can get out. So that's one interesting analogy. Then also this morning, I was hearing from my Diksha Guru, or initiating spiritual master, that is Srila Prabhupada, who's on the other side of that wall. And he was talking about love. He said, generally, in this material world, oh, good that you came. In this material world, if you love somebody, then you can't love someone else, because you're absorbed in that one person, and you could hate someone else, and you could be neutral to someone else. So, he said, we have to love such a person, or find out where to repose our love so that everyone will be happy. And for that, he quoted one verse, which is that by watering the root of a tree, automatically all the leaves and branches will be watered. By feeding the stomach, then automatically all the limbs of the body will be nourished. If one hand wants to nourish another hand, they'll both get sick and die. So if they serve the stomach, which is the source of energy of the body, then automatically all the limbs get nourished. Did you ever hear the story of the senses who went on strike? Haridas has. Anybody else? And Tirthapad has. Anybody else? Yes. Huh? You did? Okay. Who hasn't heard it? Let's see if there's enough. Okay. So the senses were serving the stomach. But then they had a strange idea that we put all of our senses, means the sense of touch, the sense of vision, the eyes, the sense of taste, the tongue, the sense of touch, the skin. Was that a sense of hearing, the ears, and yes, tongue as well. So they were thinking, what's going on here? We spend all of our time serving the stomach, and we don't do anything for ourselves. So they all met together, and they decided that we should go on strike. So they went on strike, and they decided to meet the next week. So they met the next week, like kind of crawling into the meeting, and they decided, I think it's better if we go on serving the stomach. So we're all trying to love when we're just newly born babies. We don't love anybody. We just go for where the food is, where the milk is. Then when we get a little bit older, we start sharing with our parents. And a little bit older, we start sharing, trying to love our brothers and sisters. Then we get a little older. Then I love my community. Then my city, my country. My country's the best. Nationalism. And then ultimately humans. But no consideration of loving all living entities. Hare Krishna. So there are two things in a country or a state or a world, if the government is the government of the world, like 5,000 years ago. There's the king, called Raja, the king. And then there are the citizens, they're called Praja. Raja long A, Praja short A. And Praja is the nationalists, the citizens of that country or world. But Praja, according to the Vedic system, is not just human beings. It's all living entities, including the ants, lizards, and everybody. So the king in Vedic times is responsible that all the living entities will be happy. In fact, he serves in the government so well that the atmosphere is created, such an atmosphere is created that even the animals are not inimical to each other, like the deer and the lion, which is inconceivable, love each other when the king creates such an atmosphere. So he was giving the real meaning of love. Where to repose my love so that everyone is happy. Everyone will be happy if I love Krishna, because I'm automatically trying to serve every living entity. In fact, just the atmosphere that a pure devotee creates affects all the living entities. For example, his chanting. Gurudev was chanting once in Russia, and he said, all the living entities are benefited by my chanting, even though they can't understand the language. They're coming to the point of liberation. Even when I'm speaking, the pure devotee is speaking, then they benefit so much. It's because of materialism, non-devotion, that everything is polluted in everyone, including the mind is polluted, the senses are polluted. There's one little brochure that we printed, where Gurudev begins by saying that we poison the fish, and so the fish are polluted, and then when the people eat the fish, they also get polluted and get sick and die. And we spray the grains, and so the grains become poison, and so the eaters get sick and die. So everything is polluted. Similarly, because of material speaking, talking about mundane matters, I, me, and mine, and the enemy, you and yours, or the neutral, I don't really care about you, you can live or you can die, but me and my family or my beloved should be always taken care of. And then I always have fights with my beloved as well. So quarrels, criticism, blaming, all pollutes the atmosphere, and that creates disease and death and rebirth in lower species of life. So what's the solution? The solution is to always talk about Krishna, always chant Hare Krishna, and then it becomes like when you throw a stone in a pond, then it makes concentric circles that go to the end of the pond, meaning that there's no overlapping interests. Everyone is in harmony and everyone is happy. As it states in one of our scriptures, Isopanishad, that anyone who sees the Supreme Lord in all living beings, and all living beings in the Supreme Lord, for him there's no anxiety, no illusion, and no envy. He doesn't envy any being. Why should he be more popular? Why should she have more beautiful clothing? That doesn't even occur, because I know that this world is very insignificant. It doesn't matter, and it's not real. It's like a dream or a nightmare. So I'm always aiming for waking up and finding myself in the reality, which is the supreme abode of the Lord. And then wherever I go, I affect everyone else. So that is Krishna consciousness. So I'd like to know, because for Sunday we usually do mostly questions, real questions. Like Prabhupada once said, not how many miles long was the Putana witch, but real life questions, real philosophical questions that you've had for a while. Are there any? Tirthapad?
Yes, I want to open.
Loud?
I want to open discussion. Wait, let me get the mic. I want to open a discussion about Advait Gyan Paratattva, or the non-dual supreme absolute truth, and how actually it's my desire just to learn more about Krishna, who Krishna is, and in relation to me and others. So we hear that not even a leaf falls without the will of the Lord. But this is a very short statement. And we also see that humans have free will. Jivas have free will. And according to their karma, they're acting and reacting. Things are happening to them and others in that relation. So how can we differentiate in situations between somebody's free will, like speaking to us maybe harmfully or something like...
You mean somebody who has free will may speak to you harmfully?
Yeah, or on our side even not taking
may speak
accountability, like just saying, oh, I'm speaking this because Krishna's making me speak like this, you know? But if we're thinking, oh, it's all Advait Gyan Paratattva, everything is according to Krishna's desire, but then things are happening out of Krishna's desire. Not necessarily his desire, but he's allowing it to happen, like wars and things, just for karma. Like I remember you spoke one time that Krishna arranges that all the people with very bad karma are put on a battlefield and are meant to kill each other to not erase the karma, but basically to enact their actions.
Exactly. Prabhupada calls that, with his British Bengali accent, mass massacre. Yes.
So in relation to this, how can we be more harmonious within our own personal relations while understanding Advait Gyan, but also within our own accountability and others around us? Like if somebody says something to us and we feel hurt, yeah, then maybe, and it's maybe like addressing them to take accountability or to understand one's own feelings, like in this way. I'm curious.
Okay. I'll try to take a piece at a time. So I think the first question is, what is Advaya Gyan Paratattva? What do you understand it to be?
Be that Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, from one perspective of looking at Gita, that he is within everything, he is acting within all the material nature is run like on a machine of his, under his direction.
The material nature is working under my direction, producing all moving and non-moving beings. And by its rule, everything is created and annihilated again and again. And then the other machine is what? 861. I am seated in the hearts of all living entities, and I am responsible for everyone's forgetting and remembering. I am what is to be known, and I am the knower. So that shows us to believe that there's nothing but Krishna. So you have Advaya Gyan, Advaya, one without a. Dvaya means two, non-dual. Advaya, Padatattva means the supreme truth. Yet, that supreme truth is seen differently according to different perspectives and different distances. Do you know the example of the mountain or the hill? What is it? Loud? With the mic?
Driving in a car and you see in the distance like a big cloud, and then as you get closer you start to see, oh, the cloud is not a cloud, it's a mountain. And then you get even closer, oh, there's trees on this mountain. And then as you get even closer you see, oh, there's butterflies. And flowers. Right.
So it's one. The mountain is one. Do you remember the train example?
So as you're standing there and a train is coming.
Standing where?
On the tracks.
Yeah, on the tracks, on the platform.
On the platform. And the train is coming. You can't really tell it's a train. It's just a big light ball, like big ball of light coming towards you. And then you start to notice there's a train, figure of a train. Then you see the conductor on the train. Then you go on the train, and then you see, well, there's tons of people, families, babies, wailing and food and everything.
Good. So it's the same thing, seen from different angles of vision. Okay, and one angle of vision, as you just mentioned, would be closer and more real. So then you come to, you were saying that since he's the one without second, absolute truth, that means that he's controlling everything. So how does that play with free will? Okay, so free will, there's two kinds of, we were reading the other day in the 10 root principles, truths. And one of them is that there's two kinds of living entities. So that means there's more than Krishna. There's already two kinds of living entities. There's the liberated living entity in different species, not different species, unless they're in Goloka Vrindavan, then the cows are liberated. But even for human beings, there's liberated souls and the conditioned souls who are controlled by Maya. And there's also the material nature, which controls those conditioned souls. So there's already three, plus Krishna. But they're all not different from Krishna, because they're his energy. I have some energy, right? And my energy is different from me, because it can leave me, and it's also non-different from me. But it's not really, if it's my energy, it's not outside of me. But it is, because it's not my energy. It comes and goes, according, as you said, to karma. So the free will that we have is not the free will to make all kinds of choices. The free will is to choose Krishna, or to choose to be against Krishna, or to choose illusion. That's why we're in any given situation. I'm not really free. I'm either free to make a decision in Krishna consciousness, or free to make a decision in Maya. And once I choose Maya, I'm not free. My so-called choice is controlled. For example, in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, you can find it. You don't know what it is yet. The conditioned soul thinks that he's the doer of activities, which are actually carried out by nature. And then there's the city of 9 gates, which is in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the city of 9 gates is obviously the human body. So I think I'm going to places. I'm freely going to places, but I'm just going with my senses to the sense objects, or throughout that city of sense objects. And so I'm quite controlled. And even when I'm worshiping the deity, it's not me doing it unless I'm pure. It's I am willing to serve Krishna, and so the robot body that I have moves according to Krishna's will, allowing me to think that I'm serving. Excuse me. If I take credit for anything, I'm immediately lost, because I can't take credit for anything. There was at the end of the Maha. You have it? Yeah, try. Manani. You can read it. Oh, that.
The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the 3 modes of material nature.
So we are quite helpless. So the pure devotee, going back to not taking the credit, they'll give all the credit to Krishna. That, like one of Gurudev's disciples told him, he shared this with me in Australia, that he told Gurudev, how do you manage? You have like 25,000 disciples. How did you manage it? How do you manage it? And then Gurudev said, no, you don't understand. Krishna is doing everything. I might say that to show that I'm humble and that I know the philosophy, but they actually see it. And then also in this Dasamul Tattva that we've been learning, we see Harim Iha Paramam, that is, Krishna is the one and only absolute truth. Sarva Shaktim, he's the possessor of all powers, all energies, the spiritual energy, the material energy. What's that one of, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Matak Sarvam Iti Madvak Buddha. That those who have buddhi, those who are intelligent, know that I'm the source of everything, and they worship me with everything they have. So, how's your question doing? The question, how's the reconciliation of your question doing?
It's almost there.
Almost okay. Where do we have to go?
Now we are at, so the pure devotee is seeing like this.
So yeah, like you said, Krishna may not desire something, but everything is under his desire because the material nature is working under my direction. So if somebody doesn't want to follow him, Basanti, Dharisyate, yeah, loud, take the mic.
Vachita sarvadurgani mat prasadya tarisyasi attachet tam ahankaram nashosyashi vinangshasi. That
Anangshasi.
Thank you.
What does it mean?
That one who works in consciousness of me, always hearing me, can cross over all obstacles with my grace. But if you work out a false ego, not hearing me, then you'll be lost.
So imagine how deep the illusion is that I think I'm independent. And you know, the leaders of the world, the leaders of the country, and all the people, not all, but those who are captivated by material energy, think that, oh, there's going to be a war, there's going to be economic collapse, and then this is going to happen to me. But nothing can happen to me unless it's my personal reaction to turning away from Krishna. And that reaction is being, given by the material nature who's working under Krishna's direction. What remains?
Our accountability in it, because when we act, but if we take it as if like, well, the illusion is deep. It's very hard to tell, like, whether we're doing something out for Krishna and then we're getting some, like, you know what I mean? It's very difficult.
What's the question?
Like, how can we take accountability, for our actions and
Since
be
I'm
in
not-
a humble position to be
Since
able to
since I'm not taking credit for what I do good in Krishna consciousness, then how can I take accountability when I don't do something Krishna conscious? I can say, oh, that's Krishna. That's Krishna who made me say that. You'll be maybe very surprised to know that in some spiritual institution, there's a lot of children in the Krishna conscious schools, and then some pedophile teacher comes along and destroys the kids. And while he's in the process of destroying them, he says, "This is your karma. Just think like that." And it may be, but he's still accountable. So the question is, how can I always take accountability for something that I do that's not bringing Krishna happiness? Why can't I? Is my question to you.
4 defects.
All right, what are the 4 defects loudly?
Prone to be illusion,
Prone to be illusioned, cheating, making mistakes, imperfect senses. So that's why, because I'm in so much illusion. I don't see where I'm wrong. What's the hardest thing to do in the material world? Apologize and forgive. I once used to have some arguments with another devotee. This is back in 1970. Wait a minute, 1969, 70, when you were in a previous devotional form, when you were a Bengali sannyasi. Anyway, so then when Prabhupada came, I told him what was happening. And then because I was talking to a pure devotee, I started getting some intelligence. And right in the middle of my own complaint, I said, should I just forget about it? And then Prabhupada answered, yes, you have to forgive and forget, otherwise how can you live? So in Gurudev's Harmony book, there's one subsection called I cheated them first. If I punch somebody and they punch me twice as hard, I can't really complain. So anytime I think that somebody has done something wrong to me, I can, if I want to get myself out of the rut of blaming, there's two ways that I can go. One is I can think that was number 2, or that was number 3, or that was number 5. How did I do number 4 or number 2 or number 1 that implicated me in that? Like Prabhupada gave the example that if somebody is abusing me or insulting me, then I can think, why would that person insult me or abuse me? I'm trying to serve Krishna. I know I need some purification, so Krishna is personally using that person to purify me so that I can think straight. And you know the example of the son who got bitten by a snake, of course, right? You want to tell that? In brief.
Yeah, the
Louder.
The mother had a young boy, and the young boy got bitten by a snake, and he died. The end. No. Then the mother was actually not that distressed, but there was once.
She was very distressed.
Oh, she was very distressed.
Even though she was a devotee, she was very distressed.
She was very distressed, and so a sage came that was walking and
It
saw.
wasn't a sage, it was a hunter.
A hunter came, and
because the hunter saw the act of biting and killing. Yeah,
Yeah, he said to the mother that, oh, I'll kill the snake. You know, it took your boy, therefore we should retaliate. And the mother, though she was very distraught, she said, "Not what's the point in killing the snake? It won't bring my son back." And then she explain?
And then the hunter said, yeah, but he could bite somebody else.
He could bite someone else.
Because when he said, no, it won't bring your son back, she said, then what's the use? No, don't kill him. So then the hunter decided to take the law in his own hands. And he was just about to slice the snake when the snake said,
"It's not my fault. I was a boy in my previous life."
No, I've been living there for years, and I haven't bitten anybody.
Oh.
If you want to blame somebody, blame Kal or time. So then all of a sudden Kal, personified time, appeared. He said, don't blame me. The time came for the boy to taste the reactions of his past sins. And then he explained, Kal, that they were both boys in the boy's previous life, and that boy killed the other one, and so he came back in the form of a snake to kill him. So it's all action and reaction. That's the nature of this world under Krishna's direction. And then the other way to think, which is related, if somebody abuses you. I've been around since the beginning of time, and I've committed so many sinful activities. And so it's my sinful activities that came back to abuse me or insult me or hit me or whatever. And Srila Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, Vasanti and I were watching a video of him on his appearance day. And he said, whatever happens to you is God's grace. So if you blame someone, then you miss out on God's grace. And another one that Prabhupada gave is, if I call you, hey, you saffron shirt, then I'm a complete fool. But if you lament and say, that person called me a saffron, then you're also a fool. Yes.
I can understand, like logically, the metaphor of the tree watering the root, then all the leaves become happy. But I don't practically see that all the living entities are happy, even though we're trying to serve Krishna. But I haven't seen that that's made everyone happy yet.
Anyone who comes in contact with a pure devotee gets spiritual credits. He may not be happy at the moment, or he may be, but if he's not happy at the moment, he's getting spiritual credits for future benevolence, future benedictions. Does that help? Not really?
So it's more in relation to the pure devotee.
Yeah. Like we were in Costa Rica with Srila Gurudev, and it was a darshan, and see, what was my question? Oh yeah, so we've heard that when a pure devotee chants, it's like throwing in a big stone in a pond, and then the ripples go to the end. But what happens if a conditioned soul chants? And then he said, that's like throwing a butterfly wing into the pond. Doesn't do much. So then, a month or two later, we were all in Italy with Gurudev, and he told us all to go out on Harinam Sankirtan, singing in the streets. And so I said, well, what happened to the butterfly wing? So he said, if the pure devotee orders you to go out, you're going out on his power, and by his power, things happen. Everyone gets benefited.
I don't know if anyone has any more questions, but I kind of want to wrap
You can go.
my final question.
Okay.
How do we always be in a stage where we're like realizing the truth about this, about all what we all spoke, being like, which to me seems to be in a place of like being in the heart. Like if one's heart is happy, then you can understand that you're forgiving and like compassionate and understand like all these qualities. So how can we all?
Well, you know when you're being forgiving.
Right. It's in the heart, like you can feel it like deep there. So how can we always be in that state?
Okay, I'm going to kind of answer it indirectly. So Srila Gurudev was often speaking about Krishna and the gopis. Not in mass public, but with the devotees who were around him. And I thought, okay, this is just like when I was with Prabhupada. Whenever he would say anything, I would, hey, this is what Prabhupada just said. And then by that I would remember, because I keep saying it over and over again. So I thought, wow, that's how it's like with Gurudev too. But it wasn't the case. That people who didn't know him and weren't ready for him criticized him and criticized us for connecting with him. And also the devotees who were seeing, my god sisters and brothers who were seeing him, but were hearing the complaints about by those who weren't, were complaining to me that I was doing wrong. So then I asked Gurudev that it seems like I don't have the discrimination, who to tell what to. And so what do? He said, the reason that's happening is because you're in Vaidhi Bhakti, or the stage of rules and regulations. It's the stage of I'm using my intelligence. Now I'm supposed to do this. Now it's time to chant. And I have to chant this many rounds. Otherwise, Prabhupada said that I'm like an animal. So, like, I'm using my intelligence. So he said, when you come to the platform of Raganuga Bhakti, on the heart platform, and you're serving out of intense thirst for Krishna's association and the association of his devotees, and an intense desire to serve out of love, then that's when you can discriminate. So your question was, how do I get to that platform? So the way we get to that platform, how do we get to Raganuga Bhakti? Associate with those who are on it, in it, and in this stage try to force our minds, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, from whatever and wherever your mind may wander due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. Work hard. In other words, he was saying. Just yesterday I was editing the Vallabhkus Manjali, and Gurudev was saying, you have to forget everything about your false identity. What's my name? What's my form? Who my relatives are? I have to forget everything in order for Krishna to show his causeless mercy. Krishna does his part, and I do my part constantly. And then if I do blow it and say something wrong, please forgive me. It was just my silly tongue. Can you forgive me? What can I do to make it up? Those are hard things to do. We want to be a gopi, but first we have to do those hard things. Does that answer your question? I mean, you've heard the answer a million times. We need to hear every day.
I guess then it comes to the point where we don't want to identify with this body, but we have to have some identification. So then it comes to the point of like our internally conceived form, which we're told to meditate on and do service to Radha.
We can do that when we're at that stage of Raganuga Bhakti.
Right. So,
we can imagine
but until then, how do we?
Until then, we follow the rules and regulations of Vaidhi Bhakti and hear. Always be hearing, always be reading, always be repeating. You know that verse, Vakridatam Brajabadubir Idam Chavishnu, you know that verse?
But I know the meaning.
Yeah, so the meaning is what?
The verse meaning.
Closer.
The verse, in summary, I don't know the exact English, but in summary, it's saying that unless one hears the.
Not unless one, if one.
If one hears the Ras Leela Katha of Radha and Krishna and the Gopis, then one can.
How?
Under guidance of pure devotee and with extreme faith, like pure one-pointed faith. And then one can control the heart disease of lust.
And others. All the heart
diseases
diseases beginning with lust.
Beginning with lust.
Good. So, why did you say that? That's how. Hearing, repeating.
With extreme faith.
Well, we're praying for that. Like the bhajans are so important. I think I told you the time when we were all singing bhajans, and then Gurudev came in, sat on the couch. He'd just come back from his walk, and he said, "If you just chant Hare Krishna, you'll be full of material desires." What? That's what will happen if I chant Hare Krishna? He said, because you're bringing in your material desires. Hare Krishna, welcome. And but it has to be pistachio mint. Ram Ram Hari Hari. Okay. So where am I? Right. So if you sing the bhajans, which have the potency of our acharyas like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, and I pray to them before, during, and after chanting their song, their kirtan, that what am I praying? Make your moods in writing this song, this kirtan, make my moods one with yours. Because for me now, it's just what, Vasanti? Ink on a paper. So make my heart realize your words. So it's a lot of trying. And not giving up.
On that note,
Does that answer the question? Your question was, how can I get there? Go ahead.
I
It's
want
still
to.
part of the discussion, right?
Yeah. It's because you mentioned how when chanting, you're having something in mind and mentioned material desires, like ice cream. I've heard from, I think it was Srila Bhakti Vedanta Padmanabha Maharaj about it was some Maharaj about it's okay to like meditate on and imagine things like for the service. Like I am not capable of meditating on the pastimes. Duh. But my mind is very capable, constantly capable of thinking about like the services, like what's going to be the best thing to put into this grant, and how could this be structured? Or if I get this, then if I win this grant award, then I can do this, that, and the
He's
other thing. And
talking
this is how
about
it's gonna work.
grants, trying to get grants for the temple.
Yeah. So, and even like thinking about like, oh, this space, I want like, wow, this building would be so great for the temple. How can we? Is that okay? Like I've heard that it's okay to think about that. Somebody even suggested doing it because then you'll see these things actually manifest and like see then the power of the mantra and be like, whoa.
And in relation to Thakurji, it's like everything is to serve Thakurji.
But what I also realized though is it's my conception of what is best. So how do I like not get too fixed onto that? And then, that's actually my question. Is more like, how can I have that meditation without being too fixed on it? How can I do it in a way that's genuinely like authentically for their desire, not for my like, cool, here's the idea, let's go. You know?
Cool what?
Like, cool, here's the idea, let's go. cool, here's the idea that I really like. I think this is perfect. Let's go. Bring it to me now, Mahamantra. You know, like that was like gambling.
Is that your mind while you are chanting, or this is?
While we're chanting, we don't want to think that.
Thank you.
What?
During the course of our day, when we're working on it, or at other occasions, we can think about it. But when, at the very beginning, we can think about services while we're chanting, external services. But that's just for beginners to encourage us, or for children to, like one time I was in Italy, I think you were there, with Gurudev, and he was sharing the space with Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, who was doing an initiation. It was like 1998 or so. He was doing initiation, and he was initiating a child who had her leg in a cast. And he said, if you chant Hare Krishna, you won't have accidents. So according to the level of the person. But as we mature, then we realize that's not what we want. We're praying for the top, which is Radha Dasyam. I want to serve Radharani, and Krishna with a leaning towards Radharani. Because Prabhupada said, when your $100 problem is solved, then automatically your $10 problems are solved. Would you like $100? No, I'd rather work for it $10 at a time. So that's not so intelligent.
How?
Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was asked if this is going to happen or that's going to happen, he would say, if Krishna desires. That's surrender. Do you know Draupadi? Do I keep interrupting you?
Well, it's more you've given me the negative, but I want to know the positive.
I just said the positive. What's the $100 problem?
Radha Dasam I can only just imagine, and it seems, quite frankly, it seems weird for me to just like think like I'm a gopi.
No,
know?
you're not thinking that you are. But we know that's the goal. Like when we sing the songs, the kirtans of our acharyas, we find Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur singing Dekhi te, Boli Boba Kape, Nijastula Pari Chara. So that means when will I give up the conception? That's why I was mentioning from Srila Gurudev to pray to the Acharya who wrote the song, when, oh when, will my mood and your words be one? So in this song, Dekite, he's praying, when will I give up this male conception of life? And when will I give up this bodily conception of life? And when will I see Dekite, Vrindavan, the spiritual abode? When will my birth be in Yavat, Brishabhanupur, and my marriage be in Yavat? So I'm asking for what those who have agreed for that ask for. So I'm trying to follow in their footsteps by repeating, knowing that I'm not there. So there's no question of, I'm still imagining. I have to imagine. Like Gurudev said.
Wait, Chanchalam hi mana shamarani pramati balavad dridham tasyaham nirgraham manye vayor eva su dushkaram.
What does that mean?
It means the mind is restless and turbulent, obstinate and very strong, O Shamarani. And to subdue it, I think it is more difficult than controlling the wind.
So I'm replying on behalf of
You're
Krishna.
going to tell me the next one.
Yes, Haridas, it is indeed difficult to control the mind, but it's possible by constant practice and detachment.
So, is the practice is then even when the mind starts to then just like because it goes in that river flow.
60,000 thoughts a day.
Yeah.
Most of them negative or repetitive.
So much repetitive. Is still then just like bring it back to like okay, dekite.
Yes.
Maybe with like a little more sweetness.
The reason we sing bhajans in the morning and the evening is to remind us to sing it always.
It kind of pulls it back to our conversation earlier.
Closer.
We understand that this world is not the ultimate reality, and we don't want to act in it with an attached way, but in a detached way, we still do our action. And then simultaneously, we're really focused on this being the goal, the bhajans, the chanting, Radha and Krishna pastimes, shlokas, nice
Slokas, like the one that he just said.
Yeah.
I can remember that.
Like if there's a breeze of wind, we chant Yasya Kadapi Vasananjala Kelanata, then we just automatically remember that.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
So when on the banks of Radha Kund, Krishna is situated on the opposite side and Radharani is on the opposite side. And when the gust of wind blows and touches just the
What are they both thinking?
edge of their anchal,
What is Krishna thinking?
He's in separation. And in this way, the wind touches the edge of her anchal, the end of her sari. and the wind carries this fragrance over to Krishna's nose, and he's thinking that
Now my life is
now
successful.
my life is successful, and that, and then in Radhara Suranidhi Prabhunanda Saraswati Pad, he's praying to the direction of the wind that touches the anchal of Srimati Radhika.
What's he praying?
He's praying. What is he? Not even the great yogis can attain the Yoginja Durga Magatya.
I'm offering my obeisances in that direction.
In that direction.
Or I was hearing Prabhupada speak yesterday how Krishna says in the Gita, what was it this morning? It just merges into one. This morning, that Krishna says, I am the taste of water. I am the ability in man. I'm the original fragrance of the earth. You can also remember those verses if we've learned them. And so when you're tasting water, you can think the original taste of water is Krishna's energy. He made it happen. There would be no existence without Krishna. And there would be no existence without the seed of love for Krishna in a particular relationship. If that seed wasn't in our heart, we wouldn't exist.
And also, in relation to this, we can taste that.
What?
In relation to this, we can taste that. Oh, Krishna is the taste of water. But can this be brought to the highest platform of like Radha Kund or Vrindavan? Because we hear that Vrindavan is the source.
If we do that,
yeah,
we can do that.
right.
If we make our mind think that.
Think that, right. Okay.
So first it's a practice, and if we follow the instructions of the Hari Guru and Vaishnavas, then it's not that I can reach by my endeavor, but their mercy comes down. What? Louder in the mic.
Annama rupa charitari sukirtanano smritya kramena rasanan manasi niyojya tistan braje jananuragi jananugami kalam naye rakilam upadesh iti upadesha saram.
Where is that from?
This is from Upadeshamrita, 8th verse by Srila Rupa Goswami Pada. And he's saying that the essence of all advice is to, with doing sukirtananum, meaning good kirtan, like focused chanting and remembering the sweet pastimes of Radha and Krishna, while residing in Braj under guidance of a pure Rasik Vaishnava. This is the essence of all advice.
Okay, it's pretty close.
Sorry, I don't know.
And their associates, Mother Yasoda.
Under guidance, yeah, of the pure Brajbasis, like Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, and then thinking our Gurudev to be their direct associate.
And then that's a very high stage.
Yeah.
It's still the essence of all advice. But we know that that's the goal. And Srila Prabhupada explains that in his purport to that. What is his book called? That's Upadeshamrit?
Nectar of Instruction.
Nectar of Instruction. So that is the goal. So we have to go there,
Step
like
by
not
step.
to jump to the top of the tree.
Vajravegam Manasakrodha.
Vacho Vegam Manasakroda Vegam, yeah.
Vegam.
And I just want to know, does Ransan have any questions? That's very good. It's very good. A lot of things got clarified, didn't it?
I find in my own experience beyond
Can you speak?
beyond
yeah.
trying to qualm my material anxiety and any transcendence, you get to the point of wanting a relationship with Krishna and then finding yourself in that and having that relationship. How do you not get worked up in trying to get to the next step of wanting to serve the relationship of Krishna and Radha and everything that we know Krishna makes Krishna happy, being okay with not being at that point and being okay with wanting to not just being okay with it, but not trying to overstep so you become more anxious and then get wrapped up in stuff that you're not ready for, or that could get you just more anxiety and further from Krishna.
Well, I think that kind of dittos his question, taking it step by step.
The first verse is saying Vacho Vegam Manasakroda Vegam Jiva Vegam Mudara Pasta Vegam Etan Vegan Yovi Sahetadita Sarvam Atimam Pritivim Sasityat. So one who can control the urges of speech, Vacho Vegam Manasa, the mind, Kroda Vegam, the onset of anger, the vehemence of the tongue, the urge of the genitals and belly, then one can instruct the entire world. One is qualified to instruct the entire world.
So if you associate with people who, either this temple, that temple, who are on the path, and because one of the qualifications is patience, like in the Nectar of Instruction, Prabhupada quotes, don't be and Bhagavad Gita, don't be patient when there's a delay in success, because success is sure for the rigid practitioner. And then in Prabhupada's purport, he gives the example of the little bird. You know that example, right? Jagannath Puri. Jagannath, wait, don't tell me. Tirtha. You know that example? Well, he's going to say what it is.
Yeah, so little bird is trying. At last she got success. So we have to be...
Well, what happened? She laid her eggs on the shore of the ocean, and the ocean swallowed her egg.
Yes.
So she told the ocean, you have to give me back my eggs. I'll drink you up if you don't. And the ocean just laughed. But because she kept trying, Garuda came, Krishna's giant bird carrier, and he said, if you don't return the eggs of my little sister, then I'll drink you up. So the ocean got scared and returned. So God helps those who help themselves.
You want to show the picture?
Here's the picture in the Gita. Yeah.
Yes.
So patience is one of the 6 qualities that helps advance in bhakti. There are those that destroy bhakti, those that help bhakti, and dhairya means patience. And associating with those who have patience, but at the same time are actually strictly on the path of bhakti, under proper guidance. What? Huh?
How do we develop patience? If I have the desire, but I'm just not.
Patience for what? Well, what do you mean? Patience for when am I going to get prasadam, or patience for when am I going to get a pure devotee? Or
All of the above.
To answer that is,
Long question.
yeah.
Can I specify patience? Like, because for me at least, like having patience, like let's say because like chanting 16 rounds, right? It's like it takes so much like controlling of the mind and being patient with it. So like, how do you kind of develop that like so much love for Krishna that you're like that chanting is like your connection and relationship with him? You know, maybe
That's the whole process, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
And so we take this step by step. Eating only prasadam, and not anything that's not offered to Krishna. Offered in the proper means, like Om Tat Sat, thanks a lot.
Om Tat Sat.
That was a joke.
Oh.
What?
I do want to mention something though. We had a conversation that Mangal Arti time in relation to this. Like we forget we do all these activities for something. Actually, there's still some desire of liberation, being free from some suffering. Yeah, like, oh, I want to go to the spiritual world, but we forget that the meaning of Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol is in Gaur Prem is within the kirtan that we're chanting, but I didn't get to read the different types of kirtan, like Bhav Kirtan, Prem Kirtan, but Sankirtan, I mean.
That's what the real meaning, according to the commentary of Shikshastakam, is real meaning of Sankirtan is Sankirtan that's free from anarthas, and that where Bhav resides. Otherwise, it's Sankirtana Bhas, or a semblance, reflection in the darkness. Oh, here's one thing, how Krishna is. There's just one sentence, and then I'll ask Janardhan to sing. Krishna says in the 4 nutshell verses of the Bhagavatam that, O Brahma, only I existed before creation. Whatever you see now during creation is nothing but me alone. And after creation, only I remain. If you see with your conception that there's anything outside of me, it has no reality. It's just a reflection in the darkness. And just as everything enters into the cosmos, and the cosmos remains. Huh?
Just as that everything, all the elements enter into the cosmos, and at the same time they don't enter into the cosmos. Similarly,
They remain separate, like earth, water.
Krishna enters into everything, but at the same time is outside of everything.
Right, and then what do you do about it? What's the 4th verse? Therefore, one must search out that supreme truth in all circumstances, in all time and space, both directly and indirectly. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Janardhan?
That was a great conclusion.
Yeah. Where does this go? Okay, good.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Oh, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Oh, Nita Gora Haribol, 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 Nita Gora Haribol. Oh, Nita Gora Haribol, 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 Nita Gora Haribol. Oh, Nita Gora Haribol, Haribol.
Haribol.
Nita Gora Haribol, 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 Nita Gora Haribol.
Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol.
Nita Gora Premanande.
Haribol.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Sham.
Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Sat Shri Shiman Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra